Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Shine Comics, and today we're going to be talking about the negatives about Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and the things I didn't like and the biggest mistakes that Insomniac made in this game. Yesterday I posted my review about the game and I said that I loved it and it's probably the best superhero game. Maybe I still have it behind Arkham Knight because I'm biased to Arkham Knight. However, this game is still great. However, it still has a lot of problems that we need to talk about. I already know there's going to be people hating in the comments like, oh, you hate Marvel Spider-Man 2, or no, this is a 12 out of 10, get over. No, it's not. It has a lot of problems that we need to talk about. Let's get into number one. So during combat, this game has amazing combat. However, the fact that you can't switch between Miles and Peter during combat is just sickening. It's crazy. It's stupid. I don't like it. Like, why can't I switch between Miles and Peter during combat? How it works during combat is they assign you whoever to play as. They might assign you to play as Miles, or they might assign you to play as Peter. And whenever you're working together with the other Spider-Man, you have to play as the Spider-Man that they assign you to. And I think this is so stupid. A game that does this feature really well and that I really love is actually, we just talked about it, Batman Arkham Knight. In Batman Arkham Knight, whenever you're playing as Batman or Nightwing or whatever, let's just say I'm playing as Batman and Robin. It allows you to switch from Batman to Robin during combat, and you know, you can use that character's abilities. Maybe you want to play for Robin at a certain time, wop, and then switch to Batman. It allows you to switch. In Marvel Spider-Man 2, it doesn't allow you to switch at all. And this is just so stupid because you're marketing this game as, you know, Peter and Miles and Spider-Man, yet I can't switch between characters during combat. You're just forcing me to play as one. Like, it's just so dumb. I really hated this. Took me out of the game multiple times while playing, and it really made the combat a lot less fun. Let's get into the next reason. Number two, this game had very little costumes. Now, wait. The costumes they had in the game were good, okay? I'm happy. They had a bunch of really nice looking costumes, but I feel like they missed the mark and they didn't add enough, okay? Where are the costumes from Spider-Verse, okay? Across the Spider-Verse. Where's Spider-Man 2099? Not the regular comic book version, the one from Across the Spider-Verse with the film style animation. Where's Spider-Punk? We all love that character. Where is he? You know, where's Spectacular Spider-Man? Where is, you know, Spider-Man Web of Shadows? Where is, you know, the Spider-Man from the 90s cartoon? They really missed the mark, you know, with the costumes there. Now, they did have some nice costumes, they did, but they didn't add enough in my opinion. We needed more costumes. I feel like they, you know, the Miles Morales costumes, most of them were mid. Some of them were cool, but like most of them weren't all that. They did not add enough costumes in my opinion. I know this is kind of a weird critique, but I wanted more costumes from more of our favorite animated series, our favorite, you know, previous video games, Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions. You know, I wanted more of those and they just didn't give it to us. Like, where's Spectacular Spider-Man? You love Spectacular Spider-Man. Where was he? Like, come on, bro. Now, my next reason for not liking this game, how Insomniac missed the mark, is the lack of cameos from other heroes in the universe. I already know what you're gonna say. Shine, you're criticizing a Spider-Man game for having too much Spider-Man? No, that's not what I'm saying. However, having other heroes in the universe and seeing Spider-Man's interactions with them is gonna make the game significantly better, okay? You know, we've seen games in the past do this and they did it amazingly and it made the games better, such as games like Spider-Man Web of Shadows, where we consistently see Spider-Man interact with other heroes in the universe, such as Luke Cage, Moon Knight, Wolverine. And even if we want to go farther in the past, Spider-Man that released on the PlayStation 1, we've seen Spider-Man interact with a plethora of characters: Captain America, Punisher, Daredevil, all of these characters. And I know that it's weird to criticize a Spider-Man game for not having other characters, but you guys have to realize, bro, as a comic book fan, and I know a lot of you guys are comic book fans, we like Spider-Man a lot, especially when he interacts with other heroes, and that's what makes his comics a lot better, his stories a lot better. However, in these games, we haven't gotten a single cameo from another hero. We haven't seen another hero, and I feel like that's very dumb. Now, we've had a bunch of Easter eggs and references to these other heroes, like, you know, Nelson and Murdoch. You know, we've had Captain America references, Black Panther references, but we haven't actually seen them. And it honestly makes me even more mad that you're referencing them and not actually showing them. Like, I'd rather these characters just not exist at all than you to just say, oh, here's a little Easter egg, but we're not actually going to show them. Like, literally, there's the entire Avengers Tower in New York City in this game, and we haven't seen a single Avenger. Like, that's just so weird to me, bro. Daredevil. We need to see Daredevil. Why not give us a DLC between, you know, Spider-Man and Daredevil of them solving a mission? You know, Peter Parker and Daredevil. Why not? Why not see Miles Morales and Blade work together on a mission where they're fighting vampires or something? You know, there's so many characters that live in the New York area, and there's so many heroes that live in there, and we haven't seen any of them, you know, and we don't even have to actually do missions with these characters. I'm not asking for a mission, even though I would love that. I'm not asking for a mission. I'm not saying that we have to get an entire DLC, but just to see them, just if you're Spider-Man and you're just swinging around at night and you just see Daredevil, you know, hopping from rooftop, and you have a little talk scene with him where you're like, hey, Daredevil, how you doing? You know, and like y'all just talk, you know what I mean? Or, you know, seeing a character like Captain America, you know, just, hey, Captain America, you know, the living legend, you know, why can't we see that? Like, that's all I'm asking, guys. Now for number 3, let's get it. I kind of have a minor criticism for Kraven the Hunter. Now, I loved Kraven the Hunter in this game. Kraven the Hunter was absolutely amazing. However, they improved it at the end, I feel like, but in the beginning of the game, I feel like we relied way too much on Kraven the Hunter's army or his goons of hunters, I guess you could say. It was really annoying, and it kind of took me out of the game and made me lose interest of Kraven the Hunter. Just saying, oh, hey, look at Kraven the Hunter's army of people. Like, no, we already know from the comics, Kraven the Hunter is a very animalistic, you know, beast type guy who kind of gets things done himself. He doesn't really have a bunch of henchmen and stuff. He's like, you know, he's about that life and he does it himself. So to see in this game, like, just consistently, oh, look, the hunters, his henchmen, and to see his henchmen almost sometimes doing his work for him, it was really annoying for me. And again, it made me lose slight interest. Now, it did improve by the end of the game, but once again, they relied way too much on the hunters. Now, next we have not enough of the symbiote, okay? Now, let me explain. When Peter Parker gets possessed by the symbiote, we don't get enough scenes of the symbiote talking to Peter. We don't really get it at all. The symbiote does say something like kill or something, but Peter doesn't even respond. Now, I feel like they really dropped the ball on the relationship between Peter and the symbiote, because that's a relationship in itself. You know what I mean? A adaptation like Spectacular Spider-Man did it really, really amazing for me, where, you know, we actually see Peter Parker communicating with the symbiote, talking to the symbiote, and the symbiote is a character of himself. I feel like people forget the symbiote is a character in itself, and in this game they kind of ignore the symbiote being the character. Instead of us seeing, you know, the communication and the relationship between Peter and the symbiote, we just see kind of Peter reacting to the symbiote. You know what I mean? And I just really think it dropped the ball on that. I feel like it could have added a new emotional depth and a new cool, you know, aspect to the story and an aspect to, you know, Peter Parker's story arc. But instead, the symbiote doesn't say anything. The symbiote isn't treated like a character. It's very much a character. In the comics, it's very much a character, but they kind of just say, nah, we're just giving the symbiote. The symbiote doesn't say or do anything. It's really annoying. And again, as a comic book fan, and even not just a comic book fan, a fan of other adaptations of Spider-Man, it really took me out of the story. It's like, come on, bro. Like, why can't the symbiote be a character? Now, next, we have lack of co-op. Now, guys, I know. You're criticizing a single player adventure for not having co-op. Guys, this game should have had co-op. As much as a lot of you guys don't like Gotham Knights, I'm not the biggest fan of Gotham Knights. I think it's okay. But the fact that that game had co-op was really, it added a new element to the game. It made, again, you know, it kind of goes back to, you know, the cameos of the characters. It made the game bigger. It made it feel bigger. It made it feel funner. You know, you being able to play with your friends and like solve missions and solve crimes and stuff like that's very fun. And I feel like that's the aspect that was missing out of this game. You know, co-op is not that hard. I mean, if a subpar game like Gotham Knights can add a co-op to it, why can't Marvel Spider-Man 2 add co-op to it? And the thing is, adding co-op would not take, I heard some people saying, oh, this is going to take away from the main story. No, it's not. In a game like Gotham Knights, you can do the entire, you know, main campaign and even the side missions by yourself. Making the game online and adding the ability to do co-op, that's not going to take away the game. The game could still be a single player adventure and still have an option to do co-op, okay? So I feel like it was just dumb. I feel like if they would have added co-op, that would have added a new layer to the game. It would have made it more fun. You know, you could play with friends and stuff, and I feel like you just really missed that. Especially that you're marketing, once again, Peter and Miles as Spider-Man. I mean, why not make it 2-player? That's just my opinion. Now, next we have, this game is very unfinished, okay? There were a lot of bugs in this game, that I went through. I'm gonna show some on the screen where I would glitch and fall through, you know, the city and stuff and go underground and then die to fall damage, because I play with fall damage on. It was really weird. It took me out of the game. My game crashed 4 times in my 30 hours playing it, which that's not horrible, but it still just show. I mean, wasn't this game supposed to be gold? That's what Insomniac said. Insomniac said that this game was gold, and my game crashing 4 times, you know, me glitching through walls. For a lot of people, one of my friends I was in a party with, he told me that his character was completely invisible, and the enemies were invisible. Like, there just were too many glitches, too many bugs in this game. And I get it, like, it just came out, but why are you releasing an unfinished game? Like, that's my problem. Like, this game was supposed to be gold, yet there's consistently glitches that are happening. It's not finished. Also, not even just the glitches, this game doesn't have a bunch of features that we had in the previous games that they said, oh, we'll add it in the next update, which is stupid, because, like, this game isn't finished. For example, you can't change the weather in this game. You can't even access New Game Plus in this game. New Game Plus is not a thing in this game. They said, we're gonna add it later. Like, that's just so stupid. Please, I would have much rather this game release in November or release a week or 2 later if you guys would actually release it finished. But instead, it's an unfinished game, and we have to wait for them to make and add the new features that we like. That's a no-no. Now, guys, that is all of my criticism for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I already know someone's gonna say that I'm a hater or I'm trash talking this game. I think this game is amazing. I think it's definitely one of my favorite superhero games of all time. It's definitely in the top 2. I just feel like this game could have done a lot of things better, and hopefully it does in patches and stuff, but I just feel like it could have been better. I wish it would have did better. It's awesome, and I feel like if we would have added all of these, you know, these criticisms I had, if it would have remedied that, this game would be a 10 out of 10. Now, for some of you guys, my criticism might lower the rating for the game. I'm not sure, but this is just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe, turn on post notifications.